it's Lisa, Thrive Consultant down here in Bournemouth Pool and sunny Christchurch. So I was thinking this morning after I did a presentation at NHR Forum about the way that a lot of people talk about mental health at the minute, in terms of talking about symptoms, talking about diagnosis, talking about problems, talking about how bad things are. That's not necessarily a terrible thing, but I wanted to do something different. Because, you know, the Thrive program's different, so why not do a different video to go with it? At the Thrive program, we're really trying to talk more about mental wellness rather than mental illness. What makes people really build that happy, buoyant, fantastic, fulfilling life that they dream of? And we teach people to do that. We teach people to build the life that they really truly want and to have the psychological skills to be able to manage that. So in the spirit of that, rather than doing a video talking about how bad you might be feeling and how terrible things are, I wanted to talk about what you can get out of doing the Thrive program with me. Because let's face it, we're busy people. You've got families, business, partners, work, hobbies maybe, sports. You have a busy life. You know, our lives just seem to be getting busier and busier. And you want to know that if you are going to take time out of your life to come and see me and spend money to do that, that you are going to get something worthwhile out of it, that it's going to be worth your financial and time investment. So I drew up this little guy. So this board is my motivational Thrive board that I've just done today, because it tells you everything you need to know about what you could get in 6 to 8 weeks if you come and do the Thrive program with me. So I'm going to run through them briefly. And if these are starting to twig in your head of, yes, I could do that, yes, I could do that, then at the end you're going to want to scribble down my web address and get in touch, because this would be it. This is what you need to get your life back. So, people that finish the Thrive program and are thriving, they know they can build the life they want and they have started doing it. They leave the program, they're ready to make changes. They're full of ideas, they're motivated, ready to take action. They're also excited, buoyant, enthusiastic for the future. You know, when you're feeling not at your best and you're struggling on a day-to-day basis, of course you're not going to be enthusiastic for your future, because if that's your future, it doesn't seem that great, does it? When you're no longer held back by your mental health, that's when you can get enthusiastic, that's when you can get excited, you know, that's when dreams happen. So happy, positive, calmer, less fragile, less of that I feel a bit on the edge type feeling, you know, it's not going to take much to push me over the edge today. Feeling much more in control of yourself, emotionally strong on a daily basis, and finding it easier to relax. And that ties hand in hand here with eating and sleeping better. You know, once you find it easier to relax and wind down, you tend to find you've got a better balance in your life. You sleep better, you relax more, you eat healthier, you're able to exercise, you're able to wind down. This one, back in control of their life again. You know, that's so key. Feeling like you're in the driving seat rather than the passenger seat of your own life. So important. But you need the psychological skills that Thrive teaches you to do that. Better work-life balance and quality family time. I put quality in capital letters. I know it's quite small, but I have put quality family time in capital letters because it's important. Everybody can have family time, right? But if you're stressed, worried, had a bad day, struggling with issues like anger or anything else emotional, if you come home with all, you know, carrying all that baggage with you, that family time is not going to be quality time. You know, you might be snappy, you might want a bit of time to yourself, just shut off, you know, leave me alone, I don't want screaming kids running around, you know, I need to focus, I need some wind down, you know, you might be snappy, you might be difficult, you might lose your temper, you know, that's not quality family time. You know, once you're thriving, the time you spend with the people you love becomes real quality, really worth it, you know. Confident in themselves, better decision makers and leaders. That's really important. When your mental health is not in the best of way and maybe your thinking isn't especially helpful, you're not going to be projecting the best kind of leadership. You know, you're not going to necessarily be listening to your team, open to ideas, patient, watching out for where people need help, projecting strong leadership and capable decision making. You know, that's what we can teach you with this program. Grateful with a healthier attitude and perspective on life. You know, not just being grateful because you feel like you ought to be because your next door neighbour's worse off than you. You know, but actually feeling grateful, really feeling grateful for everything in your life. smiling, laughing, enjoying things more, life's for living. But if you're stressed out and stuck in anxiety, it never feels like you're enjoying your life. More productive with a can-do work attitude. Getting up in the morning and going, how am I going to make the most of my day? What am I going to do today and what am I going to achieve? High self-esteem and body confidence. We live by the beach, I hear this a lot. It's beach body season, I hate my body. It's about teaching you to be really grateful and happy for what you've got, and to stop comparing yourself to others, but also knowing that if you really want to make changes, you can do it. If you do want to change your body, get out there and do it. Solid coping skills and being able to handle the ups and downs of life. That's really important, because we don't get thriving and then life just settles down and nothing bad ever happens. Life is life, things happen. But when you've got coping skills, when you're able to tolerate and deal with the ups and downs, life just becomes so much more predictable and calm. So we can help with that. Able to change destructive behaviour cycles, eating your feelings, weight, exercise, over or under exercise, drinking a lot, partying a lot, social anxiety, not being able to go out a lot because of panic attacks. All of these we can help. And then the last one, which is really important, to have ownership and responsibility over your emotions and your actions and reactions. To really feel like you're back in control of your life, that you're not a ship just buffeting about, wherever the waves send you, that you are absolutely steering the ship in the direction you want to go, that you are in control of it, that you are calm and you are focused, and you just feel like you're managing things, that you're handling life, that you're being the best you can be. So if all of this board has inspired you, if you feel like you're ready to do it, it's only 6 to 8 sessions, so over a 6 to 8 week period, and that will change your life. You can get these things too, just like I have and just like thousands of others have. So if that sounds like something you want to get started, head to my website. It's www.thrivewithlisa.co.uk, or you can drop me an email, lisa@thrivewithlisa.co.uk. Thank you.